Whether it's a lager or an ale, whether it's a stout, light, dark, or pale. If you can brew it, Chad can review it. It's time for Chad's Beer Reviews. He's not quite an amateur, not quite a connoisseur, but regardless of the brewer, he's got taste in beer for sure.
You can tell just by his gut, this guy is a bona fide beer nut.
So whether it's a porter or an IPA, whether it's from Europe or the USA.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. You know, it's such a nice day out. I was gonna record this outside, but I live on a really busy street and there's just so much traffic you wouldn't be able to hear me over the noise. So, anyways, I'm drinking Brown's Extra Special Bitter. Brown's is a microbrewery out of Troy, New York. They make like 10 or 12 different beers in their tap room, but they only sell 4 in bottles in local stores around this area. And I've drank and reviewed the other 3, but this is the last one. Let me just read the description. We craft our ESB, or Extra Special Bitter, to be a deliciously sturdy ale that's dead on true to its English heritage. Full-bodied with a classic toasty malt palate throughout, our ESB finishes fresh and hoppy. Lightly carbonated and complex, Brown's ESB is an outstanding example of one of Britain's finest gifts to civilization. It's 5% alcohol by volume, so sounds like it. ESBs are similar to IPAs, that they're, you know, very bitter, hoppy beers. They tend to be a lot more dry. You know, like you don't get any citrus notes here. Look at that head, it's just hovering over the rim. I don't know if it says lightly carbonated, it looks highly carbonated to me. It's got a dead-on orange body. IPAs usually have that kind of look too. The head is, you know, nice 2-finger, off-white, foamy. It's very hoppy smelling. I can smell a lot of malts going on here. I can just tell it's going to be bitter from the scent alone. Yeah, it's definitely very hoppy. It kind of has like that, kind of a dry kind of taste to it. Not a lot of any specific notes I'm picking up here. It has almost kind of like a chalky, kind of like chocolatey, like a confectioner's kind of sugar taste going on. Yeah, another thing, you know, they don't call it an ESB for nothing. It's definitely a very bitter beer. It's, you know, it's a little coarse on their palate, you know. It's not, the funny thing is, IPAs tend to finish smooth, but ESBs tend to be rough. I mean, I wouldn't say this is like super rough or anything, nothing that the average drinker couldn't handle, but you know, it's not super smooth or anything like that. I'm just getting like so much kind of like a dry taste here, like a chalky, fairly sweet taste, but other than that, like it's definitely not tart at all. You know, there's like a lot of hops and you know, like an assertive mouthfeel is the way I would describe it. I don't know, I don't really have a lot to say about it. It's kind of like the Saranac Pale Ale I did last night. It's, you know, there's nothing really that stands out about it in my mind. It's just like a very bitter beer. There's no real distinct flavor characteristics, but I mean, and it's not bad at all. I like the bitterness. You know, it's strong, but prefer something a little more distinct in my beer. Well, it's a good beer, but it's not a beer that is really doing a lot for me. I like the bitterness, but there just really isn't much else going for it. It definitely is not bad tasting, so I definitely, you know, for the most part, I like it. Not too crazy about the, it's like a very aggressive mouthfeel. Almost a hard mouthfeel. I mean, it's not as bad as those really cheap, you know, beers and malt liquors or whatever. But, you know, it's not a real easy beer to drink. 5% ABV. You know, and it doesn't really have like a, it has like a perfectly, I guess I would say the body is like perfectly proportioned. It doesn't feel light or heavy. It's just there. Anyways, that's a 6 for Brown's Extra Special Bitter. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Somebody brewed it, Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Reviews. Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.
Hey, it's Chad. I just wanted to show you something cool. Alright, this is my red Toyota Yaris. Notice how the passenger side front wheel has the hubcap. It just fell off. Look, here's another red Toyota Yaris who is also missing the passenger side front hubcap. I thought it was just me, but I guess it's a factory defect or something.